How y'all doing? Armageddon here again, guys. Today, I'm doing something completely different because I have to. I figured I'd tape it in case I make a mistake. I'll go back and be able to see what I'm doing, and maybe somebody might get some benefit out of this. What we got here is the engine compartment of a 2004 Pontiac Vibe, which would be exactly the same as a 2004 Toyota Matrix. Pretty much everything inside this car is made by Toyota. And what I need to do is change out my radiator. Now, I don't know if I can get you guys down there to see what the problem is. Grab the light. Oh, first, before I get you down in there, just want to say I am not now, nor have I ever been, a auto professional. I know what I know from basically being poor college student, not being able to pay to get my cars fixed, and you just kind of learn what you have to learn when you have to learn it, which is all part of being ready for anything, if you ask me. But yeah, anyway, so if I can get you down there real quick. I don't know if y'all can see that. You guys see that? I'll focus you in there a little bit. All that is built up residue from antifreeze. Basically, I got a leak here. Basically, where the metal and the plastic meet up, I got a serious issue. So that radiator is going to need to be replaced. So what I'm going to do is take out that radiator and put in this brand spanking new one. Oh, look at that bad boy. Yeah, baby. Alright, so that's the replacement there. Replacement radiator. And that's what we're working on this morning. Like I said, I'm not a professional, so don't take anything that I do as gospel. 9 times out of 10 I learn as I go. What was that noise? So, probably be learning as we go. But the first thing we need to do is loosen up this shroud. So I got to detach this white shroud from the radiator. Actually, the smartest first thing to do would probably be to drain the radiator. I didn't really want to drain it. I don't want to waste all that fluid. But if I don't, I'm going to end up with a giant mess. So maybe I'll go ahead and I'll drain the radiator, and then I'll get right back with you guys. But really, the main point of this video is anybody can do this crap. If I can do it, all you guys can do it. I'm sure most of the guys who actually watch my video are well aware that they could do it. But you know, if somebody just happens upon this kind of work isn't that hard. Until you get into the internals of the engine, or maybe when you have electrical issues, that's when working on cars gets difficult and you might want to consult a professional. But changing out parts, it's pretty straightforward. You take out a bolt, you put the bolt back in, you know, in reverse order. It's pretty easy. Just pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure you get all your hoses and wires hooked back up. It's not hard. There's absolutely nothing hard about working on a car. Probably a bunch of mechanics out there pissed off right now. You know, there are things that are difficult. Like I said, internals of an engine can be a pain in the ass. Dealing with, I mean, there's a lot of things that can be a pain in the butt, but nothing's that you can't do, that you need special education. Except for, like I said, working with internals, working with electric and stuff. Oh. Those are the things that are difficult. Setting timing and all those kinds of things. They're all things you can learn, but I don't know. Certain things you ought to take to professional. But anything that kind of attaches to the engine or is not directly inside the engine, you can usually replace. Replacing things is easy. Fixing things is hard. So I'm fixing this by replacing it. Alright, so we're currently draining the system. This will take a little while. If I had an extra hose, I could do it real quick by taking my plug all the way out. Plug's right down in there. It's that white thing there, I don't know if you can see it. Sounds like a tactical bell's getting yelled at for something. Right there. Basically that white knob right there, there should be something similar to that on almost every radiator if you ever need one to drain it. Just turn that and it'll come out. If you take the plug all the way out, it'll flow out really fast, but I don't have anything to catch it. So I'm draining it slow and I'm going to go eat a sandwich. Well, the good news slash bad news is it didn't take that long to drain the radiator. Good slash bad, well, because the fact that there wasn't any fluid in it, it didn't take long due to the fact that we have a problem. That's where the whole good slash bad comes in. Whatever, you know, you guys aren't dumb. Alright, so we got it drained. There's probably still a good bit in the engine block, but I don't think we're worried about that. What you're going to need to do this with, a couple socket wrenches. These bolts up here are 1/2 inch. Actually, they're probably millimeter, but 1/2 inch works. It's hard to tell whether or not they're millimeter or, sorry, if they're metric or standard inches, because of the fact that it's an American car, so you would think it'd be inches, but it's Toyota made, so they always use the metric system. Luckily I have both. It's important to have both, because a lot of these cars, depending on where the stuff's made, in the different components, some of them take standard, some of them take metric, so you need to have them both. Another important thing to have is your Mountain Dew, your pack of Marlboros. Anywho, and we're gonna need a smaller one. It's maybe a 3/8. I'm gonna go see. Alrighty. Let's see what size this is. I'm thinking it's a 3/8. I couldn't find a 3/8, so I grabbed a 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter is about the same. So, some people will say you really need to get a 3/8 for a 3/8 bolt or a 10 millimeter for a 10 millimeter bolt, but it really depends on how tight it is. If it's something that's extraordinarily tight, then yeah, you do want to make sure you have the correct size. But if it's something like this, it's actually a bolt that's gone from plastic into plastic. It's probably not going to be that tight. So whatever you got will work. Yeah, look at that. Comes right out. If it's really, really tight, or something that, you know, requires torque, a certain poundage of torque, you want to get the correct fitting one. Otherwise you'll strip off the bolt head. Or not the bolt head, but you'll strip off the strip. I keep saying strip. You're going to round your bolt, and then you're not going to be able to get anything on it. Anyway, 10 millimeters working, so 10 millimeters what we're using. What else we got to take off? It's hard to see up here. Alright, I'll pop these off first. Keep yourself a little dish next to you so you can put all your stuff in it so it won't get lost. In this, I believe I have to reuse the plug. I definitely have to reuse the cap. The new Radiator did not come with a new cap. You really shouldn't have to go out and buy one. You can take a look at the seals, see if the seals look worn or cracked or torn. If they're cracked or torn or something like that, look like they're dry rotted, you might want to replace it. Just order a new cap. This one looks fine, so I'm going to reuse it. Same with the plug. Plug's got an O-ring on it. You know, just make sure that O-ring looks good. If the O-ring on this looks fine, you can reuse it. There's no reason you can't. Save yourself some money. Alright. Okay, I need to disconnect a couple wires before I pull that out. So this is the fan shroud. I'm pulling off so it has your fan on it. It is attached by some little clips there. You guys aren't looking where I'm looking. So I need to disconnect that wire, somehow disconnect that clip and that clip, and I should be able to pull it out. It actually looks like there's one other hose I need to take. Well, I don't even need to take that off. I just need to disconnect it. Here we go. This hose that leads is your overflow. Just take that out of there and take it off of there. And hopefully that'll clear it up. It might not. I might have to go in there and do some other stuff. We'll see. First, I got to figure out how to take these off. These are dirty little suckers. Maybe this will work. The problem with these small cars is they don't give you a lot of room to work. I'm going to take this off a while, just to get it out of my way. Ooh, that could be a problem. There we go. These hoses that have been on here a while, just be careful with them. They might be dry rotted, so when you take them off, just kind of twist them slightly until they loosen up. Then take them off. You don't want to yank them off and tear your hose. Then you have to buy another hose. Though if it's that dry rotted, you should probably replace the hose anyway. Alright. I got a little more. Alright, I was able to get that off. I'll show you actually how I got those clips off. Here's the wire. This is what powers your fan. I'll just lay that over here to the side. Keep everything away from your battery terminals. Hopefully the shroud will lift right out now. Yep. Alright. Let me see if I can get a close-up for you. What I did. This is basically a zip tie. It goes up in there like that. In order to disengage it, I use my Spyderco. There's a hose still clamped on here. Go ahead and take that off. I want to leave that on there. Take it off of here. It's going to have to go back on anyway. Alright. So with this clip, make sure you guys are in focus. Clip, if you take the point of your knife and put it right underneath there, you'll see a little doodad. I'll bring it over so you can actually see what I'm doing. So you see underneath that clip, put your knife right underneath there, or your screwdriver, whatever you have. Push that down. It'll come right out. There you go. Hope you're able to see that. Ooh, drop this and break it. I'll lay this to the side. Alrighty. Now you can really see the problem. Look at that. That is a mess. Yep. That's definitely a mess we got there. I don't know if I can see exactly where the leak is, but you can see all through here where it's been leaking. The next thing you need to do, take these off. I already loosened them. There's 2 brackets on either side to hold this thing on. You just want to disconnect those. Put them in your bucket. What else is holding this thing? Nothing. And then you need to disconnect all the hoses, which are over here. Alright. All you need to do that is another pair of pliers. And if you take a look, they're just doohickey. Just a clamp. Just put your pliers on either side of it. Sometimes it pays to have small hands, which I don't have.
Daddy.
What, honey?
What are your ribs?
Fixing my car, honey. What? Just scoot that backwards.
What?
Then you're gonna do your little twisty. This one I can't turn by hand, so I'm gonna put really light pressure. And loosen it up with my pliers. And try to take it off that way. So here it's coming off. What did I say about being quiet if you're gonna be here? Ooh. That is an oil line.
Is it leaking oil?
Not yet. So make sure your oil, you're going to have a feed and a return. Make sure you don't mix those two up. Shouldn't be too hard because this one points up and the other one points down. But hopefully we don't lose any oil doing this.
What is that? What is that, sir? What is that yellow thing?
That's my oil checker.
That's just
Alright, I got that thing off. I just gotta get the hose out.
Well, please watch your parts in this part. Wow, it's hot out here.
Alright, I got that one off. Got one more all the way down at the bottom. But it looks like it's going to be a pain in the ass. Unless I can get it turned. Channel locks. Let's see.
Wow, it's hot.
Oops. That's the one from the engine that's full of water. Take that off of there. Take that off of there. Boom. Oh.
It's leaking.
Oh. Right, and there we have the old one out. Now we got to put the new one back in. Alright, now we just do the opposite. We put all that stuff back in. We'll replace it with a new one.
We got another new one too.
We actually didn't need to keep that plug. I got one here, so good's enough. You know what? I missed something. Make sure you take your feet off the old one. The new one doesn't have feet on it. Make sure you don't lay this down anywhere because those fins will bend very easily. All right, looking good. Put your clamps back on. Oop, you guys are watching. Okay. No reason we can't screw it back on at this point. Make sure you got the right ones.
Yeah.
We'll screw this one back down. Screw this one back down.
We got more screws.
Yeah, don't touch them. Don't touch anything, okay? Buddy? Alright, and then we need to hook our hoses back up. I think that's just the dog.
It's a bush dog monster.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see Tabby's butt in the bush. I think the bush monster trying to get Tabby.
Maybe.
Because he lives in bushes. Tabby's in his home.
Maybe Tabby's trying to get the bush monster.
Maybe the bush monster's trying to eat him up for dinner. I mean lunch.
Alrighty. Just down here.
He got the bush monster. Hey, it's the bush. Daddy, Tabby ate the bush monster.
Good. You don't have to worry about the bush monster anymore.
There's a Mrs. Bush monster in there somewhere. Actually, there's a trash monster in there.
Okay.
The trashes! The trashes!
All right, honey, shh. It's very difficult to concentrate when you're yelling and screaming like a banshee.
What's a banshee?
You are a banshee. Well, folks, I don't know how long you were there watching me fiddle with that damn thing, but I got tired of dealing with it, so I got myself an actual old school hose clamp that actually works. I don't know why these people change crap. You know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Somebody was apparently sitting in their office bored and decided to engineer that clamp that would be easier to use. Well, guess what? It's not easier to use. Stop over engineering crap. Keep it simple, stupid. Hopefully this will be the right size. Looks like it might be a little big. There we go. Alright, let's stick that sucker on there. See about getting her tightened up. I'm gonna get it as tight as you can. Alright, you guys didn't miss much. My battery ran out on me. But basically I just connected those two hoses back up, the two little ones. And now I'm gonna set this fan shroud back in. So I'm back. And I'm setting the fan shroud back in. There's some little tabs on either side of the fan shroud that line up with the tab on your radiator. Got that one in. I think I got that one in too. Maybe. There you go. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, right? I keep calling it a fan shroud. I mean, it's basically a fan housing rather than a shroud because it doesn't really have a shroud because it's all one piece, but whatever. I think you guys get the idea what I'm talking about, right? I mean, you're not complete idiots. Just because you're watching a complete idiot don't mean that you guys are idiots. Oopsie. Alright, have that back on. I'm going to rehook this hose, which is our overflow hose. We got one, we're going to want to rerun our fan shroud wire. Clip it back underneath with our little doodaddy majobber. It looks like a zip tie. There we go. Put that in there. Don't hook this one up until you get it plugged in. It makes it real difficult. That one's hooked up. Now let's get our little zip tie back on it. Boom, boom, it's locked in. Now we just got this one last pipe. Look at that. Now this one I don't need to replace because it's right here where I can actually work with it. I'll tell you what, that other one was pissing me off, which is why I replaced it. Alright, there we go. Look at that. Now what we got to do? Make sure we don't have any leftover pieces. Got my cap, make sure my cap fits nice, yep. Nice fitting cap. Now all we gotta do is fill this bad boy up, and we should be good to go. Alright guys, So that's it. How to change out the radiator in a 2004 Pontiac Vibe. It's just the base series, not the GT. And alright. I hope that was informative for some of you. Again, I'm not a one-trick pony. Got lots of tricks up my sleeve. But, yeah. I don't know what to say. That's it. Any questions? Feel free to ask. Like I said, I'm no expert at doing this. I know how to work on cars because I don't have any money. And when you don't have any money, you gotta be willing to get dirty. If you're afraid of getting dirty, take it to the garage. Let them charge you $700 to do this. You know how much this cost? This costs $70 for the radiator. It's actually like $65 plus shipping or something. $70 versus $700, $400, even $300. Seriously, do it yourself. It's easy. All right, I'm Uncle Z saying peace out.